welcome to my bronzed ass forehead. I know it's too tan, I put my bronzer on in the dark today. But welcome back to my YouTube channel, or welcome to my YouTube channel, but it should be welcome back. I really need to find a intro because I don't have one, but we move. I feel like Tom Harlock. I do not have an intro, but I have a bronzed ass forehead. So we are doing a story time today. We're doing a story time of how I got mugged. It's so shit. Like, of all the people, like, honestly, maybe I deserved it. Maybe this was my karma for something. I do not know. But I was recently robbed by a bunch of girls. And I want to talk about it with you guys because I made a couple TikToks about it and you guys were really enjoying those, but you wanted to know more. But people in my DMs like, how dare you talk about you getting robbed? Molly May got robbed recently. She's not talking about it. And I was like, we're not comparable people. Molly May's here and I'm about here. I just want to talk about this with you guys because it is quite traumatic but also quite funny, and a lot of my traumatic and funny experiences are shared with you guys on YouTube. As you can see, I have a whole playlist of story times. Let's get into the story. So for a little bit of context, I'm going to give you kind of like a lead up into the day that I got robbed. This happened about 2 weeks ago and it was a Saturday night. I've recently been a little bit #depressed, lacking motivation, wanting to stay home all the time, wanting to sleep all the time. I didn't leave my apartment for like 2 weeks straight, not because I was like quarantining or isolating or anything like that. I just didn't want to see anyone. I wanted to stay home. And so I spoke to my therapist, and my therapist basically told me, like, I think that you need to pull yourself out of this, and I think that you need to make plans with your friends and just like try and structure your week a little bit better and like make a plan for what your day is going to look like every day. I would definitely advise like doing that if you are a little bit sad, especially if you live alone, because living alone and working from home, it just feels like Groundhog Day most days. So I have been doing that with my little notebook, even like stupid things like showering, like I've been writing that on the list. So I've been doing it for a couple of days, and one of the things on my list was to start going back to the gym. Getting robbed was not on my list, but it did happen anyway. On the day that I got robbed or mugged or whatever you want to call it, I got up super early and I went to the gym at around 8 AM. I was on the treadmill warming up for my exercise. I get a phone call from my baby, Belle. She had just moved into her apartment and I was just like kind of giving her advice on what to do, and she was telling me to come over for a housewarming, and I was just like, oh my god, I've not seen you in ages. And then Belle was just like, do you know what, why don't you just come out of us tonight? And I was like, oh my god, maybe this is a sign, maybe I should just go for it. Did my little gym session, went home, had a shower, went to London to go and see Belle and see Loz and see their new apartment. And then Belle invited her friend Finn, so it was gonna be me, Finn and Belle. Loz wasn't gonna come. And I remember before we left the apartment, something inside me told me, like, don't take your house key out, leave it at Belle's house. And because I am the most paranoid person in the world, like I'm so anxious about losing things like that, because recently I did lose my house key and I had to call my landlady down and I was locked out of my apartment for like 6 hours and it was a whole stress. So I literally took a picture of my house key in my bag to prove to myself if I got too drunk that it was safe. I've just taken a picture of my key and Belle has ordered an Uber for me, her and Finn to go to the club. So we're in the Uber, it's probably like a 30-minute journey. We get to the club, we step out of the Uber, walk into the area of the club, and the club is packed. I've only been to Heaven about 3 times, but every time I've been to Heaven, it was like during the restricted time. So like we would just have to sit at booths and just like sit in a group of 6, and we weren't allowed to like get up or anything or dance. Like they would literally come up to you and be like, sit down, don't dance. So I'd never seen the club so busy, but when I tell you the club was busy, like the line, shit was winding down Charing Cross station. It would take you about 5 minutes to walk to the end of the line. Like that's how long it was. So we are walking down this line to try and line up for the club, and we keep seeing people that we know or people that know us from social media, so we're just like saying hello. So we keep stopping and starting and walking and stuff, and then we get to like the halfway point of the line and we hear people shouting Belle's name. So Belle turns around and she's speaking to these people in the line, and I'm just kind of like there vibing out like, hey. 3 girls run up to me. The way that they were approaching me was aggressive. I felt like I was gonna get like jumped. But again, like we're in a setting where we're meeting people all the time. Like we're in a club line, like people are meeting us, we're meeting friends, we're meeting everyone, like we're bumping into a bunch of people. So I could not tell if they were people that knew me or people that just wanted to like fight me. Like it was honestly confusing. So these 3 girls had run up to me in my face, grabbing me. And I remember just being like, are they complimenting me or are they trying to steal my shit? Like I did not know, because the way they were approaching me was weird. They were like, you're so peng, where are your eyelashes from? Oh my god, babe, no, like they grabbed my face like, no, look this way, no, look this way. And they would not let me leave. Like they would not let me leave. Like every time I tried to walk away, one of them was grabbing my arm. It felt like I was being jumped, but in a nice way. And then one of them out of the 3 girls was going over to talk to Belle and Finn. And Belle and Finn were like kind of distracted because they were talking to people in the line. And Belle was looking at me thinking, are you okay? But like she couldn't really tell because I was just like smiling and being like, ha, like you're beautiful, no, stop, you are. Like I was just trying to be nice. Drunk girls can be like that, you know? I knew that there was something up, but I wasn't exactly sure what it was. And then they started grabbing my face and pulling me and pulling my clothes and being like, give me this, give me that, I like this. And then one of them was like in my, like, she's literally about here. Like, she's about here. And I'm like,
are we about to kiss right now?
Oh my god, like what is gonna happen? Like what is going on? Is she gonna kiss me? Like what's going on? And then she's just like, where are your eyelashes from? And she was literally grabbing my eye and pulling my face close to her to see the lashes. Like, I'm such an idiot. So I was like, cool, if you like the lashes, like give me your IG and I'll give you my lash tech's info. And the girl was like, okay, calm, calm, calm. So she gets out her phone and she's trying to show me her Instagram for me to put into my phone. So then I give the girl my information and I turn around and the other 2 are gone. So her friends have just run away, like randomly gone. So then I turn around to be like, yo, your friends were being very touchy with me, like what's going on? And the other girl runs away. Like I see her and then I see her going, like she's running away, like speed walking away from me. And I'm thinking, oh no, let me check my bag. I look down at my bag, which had been on my shoulder the whole time, and it's unzipped with all the pockets ripped out. These girls were pickpocketing me, robbing me, stealing my shit, whatever you want to call it, whilst they were grabbing me up. Not only do women have to be scared of men injecting them with shit at the club, they also have to be afraid of random bitches pickpocketing us for our eyelash lady information. So anyways, I'm completely panicked because obviously my passport was in the bag. They took my passport, they took my debit cards, but everything was basically gone except like the lip gloss. They left my AirPods in the bag though, so they did leave me with some dignity. At least I could listen to music when I cry on the way home. So I turn around with my bag all ripped apart and I go to Belle. Those girls just stole my shit. And she's like, what? And then I just burst into tears because like, this is the first time I've been out in so long. I just wanted to have a good night and I've just been robbed. Like all of my shit is just gone. So Bella's like, let's find the girls, like let's walk up the street and see where they are, like let's find them. They were nowhere in sight, like they had run the fuck off, like there was no way we were finding them. And also like, as if I'm about to go with my little twig ass bitch self and go fight 3 girls for my passport. Like I'm good. I would not have wanted to get stabbed. Thank you very much. So I cancelled my card and I called the police, and the police told me to report my passport stolen to like the government website. So I had to do that, and the police were basically just like, okay, where are you? Like, what's the location of the place that you're at? Like, do you have a description of the girls? And I was like, do I have a description of the girl? I actually have her Instagram. So I gave the police her Instagram, obviously. So we get back to Belle's, we tell Loz what happened, and I'm not gonna lie guys, I went home. I just said, I literally don't want to be out right now guys, like I want to just go home. Can someone book me an Uber back to where I live, which was like an hour-long Uber journey. And I was like, I don't care how much it costs, like I do not want to be out right now. Like I literally got to the club, got robbed, and went home. I have to go buy a new passport now. I've got to make sure all my cards are cancelled. It just really knocked my confidence, it really knocked my trust, because whenever I meet people in the future now, like I won't really know what their intentions are, because I meet people in the street like this quite often, obviously not with the same level of aggression. No one's ever pulling my hair, not letting me leave, or grabbing my face or anything, but like I do meet people like that with this line of work. So Belle kindly booked me an Uber home on her card, because I didn't even have Belle on my online banking and I couldn't add her now because I don't have a debit card. I had to transfer the money to my sister, who then transferred it to Belle, who then transferred it to Finn, and then we took cash out just to like get me through the next few days of not having any cards. And I went back in an Uber home, and I luckily had my AirPods, like I said, so I could listen to music. So thanks for that, girls. Thankfully I had my key, like I said earlier on. Honestly, I'm just so thankful for my paranoia, because they definitely would have just scooped up my key along with all the other things that they stole, because why wouldn't they? As if it could get worse. It got worse. I get home, I walk into my apartment building, and what do I see before my front door? No one's even gonna believe this, so I will actually insert a video. I saw a human shit. No, I don't even want to know. And it was human, it wasn't a dog poo. Do you know why I knew it was human? Because there was a handprint of shit on the wall next to it. Someone did a poo. So, how the f do you have the confidence to just pop a squat outside someone's door like that? Like, I nearly stood in someone's poo when I walked into my apartment. I got robbed, came home, and nearly stood in human poo. I'm not even allowed to have pets in this building, but people are allowed to act like animals. So anyway, I step over the shit and I walk into my front door. So I go to sleep, and the next day I wake up to banging on the door. One of my neighbors actually knocked on the door to like investigate who done the shit. And they were like, we think we know who the culprit was, so do you want to have a meeting about the poo at 2 p.m. with us? So I actually planned to go and confront the poo culprit. Not what I want to be doing the day after I get robbed, honestly. I was just trying to like get all my shit back and like get a new passport ordered and get a new card ordered. I was on the phone to the bank, I was on the phone to the frauds team, I was on the phone to the police, and I was also speaking to my neighbors about shit. So I started posting a few TikToks about it, just trying to make content out of a shitty situation and kind of raise awareness of the area being a little bit dangerous right now. And a lot of people in my comments were literally saying like, I've also been robbed by 3 girls outside that nightclub. So I think it is something that is happening. So I am glad that I brought it to social media and also content. But then because of the TikToks, I did actually get a few DMs from people about the situation, and I got a DM from one girl in particular that actually just found my passport on the street. She found my passport on Trafalgar Square and took it in and was like, I saw your TikTok and like, this is your passport, right? And she mailed it back to a PO box. So thank you to that girl, really appreciate it. But obviously what those girls had done is they took all my shit, and then one of them was like, bitch, why did you take a passport? And then just threw my passport in the street. After a few days of you guys DMing me and everyone being like, go to the police, go to the police, go to the police. Don't worry, I did. The police finally called me up. They let me know that they've been working absolutely tirelessly on the situation, obviously investigating all that kind of stuff that they've been doing, and that they've come to the conclusion that they're going to do absolutely jack shit about the situation because there's no proof that I got robbed. Word for word, within about a 5-minute call, and I put the call time on the screen, it was literally 5 minutes, she goes, we're not going to investigate any further. I was like, what investigation did you do? First of all, the police officer calls me up and she goes, so you were robbed outside all bar 1? I was like, no. She was like, oh wait, where were you robbed then? I was like, Heaven nightclub. And she was like, oh, well it says all bar 1 here, but okay. Like they didn't even get the fucking location right for where I got robbed. Anyways, beside the point. The police have decided that they're going to do absolutely nothing about the case because there's no proof that I got robbed, so whatever. I literally said, wait, I was there, like I know I got robbed, I know who done it, I gave you the Instagram of the girl. And she was like, yeah, but we don't know that that was actually her, like that's just your word against hers, like there's no proof. And I was like, but my passport was found in Trafalgar Square. I didn't even go to Trafalgar Square that night. Like, did my passport sprout legs from its ass and then just walk there itself? Like, no, like obviously I got robbed. Like, what? The police officer's just like, well, no, there's no evidence, sorry. Did you see the passport get taken? I was like, well, no, obviously not, because she had my face and she was touching my eyelashes and I was giving the Instagram. Like, I didn't see it. And she was like, then there's no evidence. Case closed. And I'm sure that they know that a lot of people are getting robbed outside this nightclub because so many people in my DMs and in my comments are telling me they've been robbed outside that nightclub. So I'm sure that they know and they're not even investigating it, which is so annoying. But I honestly don't know what I expected from the London Metropolitan Police, considering that they're the same ones that were like, flag down a bus if you're being harassed by an officer. But I just thought I'd do the police's work and let you guys know that if you do go to Heaven nightclub, you probably will get robbed by 3 random girls pretending to be drunk. So just be careful, because they will grab your hair. I'm in the process of getting a new passport and I have got new debit cards. So that's 2 good things. None of my money has been stolen, so I don't know what these girls were trying to do. I think they were just trying to bust fraud or something, but obviously I locked the cards, so they can't really do anything. But that was a story by Lamori. Hope you enjoyed. And please be safe out there, because these days going to nightclubs is a death sentence. I love you lots, and I'll see you in the next video. Mwah. You're so f***ing peng. I love you, and I'll see you in the next video. Be safe.